So from that extreme in the 60s that I just highlighted and we laughed about, all the way to maybe the other extreme, which is like uber, like, every single thing has to be so measured and have this data vana, like nirvana state of
Mhm.
data is a big, big stretch, right? So
Yes.
marketing in a B2B SaaS, which is maybe the most modern and valid and really sustainable, all the way to laws and real estate and other marketing is places more than just making things pretty and putting a brand and owning the logo, right? So you see the evolution as data and tools have enabled marketing to step up, or is it the evolution of marketers step up and say, I own revenue? Which one is it, or is it both?
I think it's the tools had to come along, like for many, many years. I'm old enough to remember when people said, 50% of advertising works. I'm just not sure
Love
which
it.
we just felt like, you know, what a waste of money. Just go light it on fire. As the tools have evolved, I mean, I remember the very first marketing drip campaign that I paid for. I went and found an engineer to build it by hand. It's like I was like, every time I sign a new customer, I want them to get a message on day one. And I was describing this to the engineer, and they like, great, that'll be 6 weeks. We're going to hard code every email. I remember that, and so we were limited by our tools. And as the technology has evolved, our dreams can evolve for what we can accomplish. I mean, no marketer just wants to say irrelevant things to the wrong audience. And so what we've gotten good at is understanding segmentation, understanding interests, understanding the tie between interest and eventual purchase. All these, the B2B sales cycle is so long that it can be really hard to figure out what has impact. And there's still so much more to go. I sit with my marketing ops person, and it's just like, I really want to understand if we do A and then B and then C, whether or not that does it. And she hands me this multi-touch attribution report, which at the end of the day still doesn't tell me the answer to the question I have. But the technology will catch up. It's really fascinating. Marketing today is a completely different job than it was 3 years ago, and it was a different job 3 years before that. And data has had such a phenomenal impact on our ability to just be better marketers.
So we'll divide that. I think this leads us into two interesting points. One is, how do we make sure the data serves us and we don't serve the data? We'll talk about that in a second, because we know the tools sometimes limit us.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big fan of that
So that's
discussion.
going to be a lot of meat we'll get to soon.